Members, I regularly rise on this floor and disagree with both sides of the aisle. And tonight's no different. There are those on the left who would have us raise taxes higher and build less roads. And there are those on the right who would suggest we can do this without new revenue. And they're both intellectually dishonest. They're both disingenuous. We have failed to meet our commitment as a state to transportation funding over the last decade. The voters in my district this past election supported two local measures, Measure L and Measure V, in Merced and Stanislaus counties, to become self-help counties on the promise that the state and federal government would keep their promises, make their investments, put their matching funds into the deal. Folks in a county that have double-digit unemployment, has some of the highest rates of poverty in the state, voted to tax themselves, more than 2/3 in both counties, to fix the roads. Why? Because they knew that money was dedicated and that money was protected. It's unfortunate that the lens of both the left and the right is often, let's not build anything and let's not pay for anything. When you put those two together, you don't get anything done. And while I agree with some of my colleagues on the right that it would be a better package if we had truck weight fees dedicated to new infrastructure, it could be a better package with more reform and CEQA. That's not the package we have. And the reality is there's not 54 votes on this floor tonight for that package. What there is a package that provides new money so that the state can keep its commitment to those local communities who need potholes filled, who need roads built and maintained. And there is some good reform in the bill. You know, we've got an independent Office of Audits and Investigations. As a former chair of JLAC, I know that oversight and audits are an important part of good government. It has 10-year performance targets that require almost 100% of potholes, that new bridges get maintained, that we pave the state highway system. And members, we have portions of our state highway system that are in disrepair and frankly dangerous, much of it running through my district. So is this a perfect vote tonight? No. Does it meet every standard that all 80 of us would like? It doesn't. But does it allow us to keep our commitment, reinvesting the state's money and matching that local money in those communities so that we can get some of this work done? So that we don't just continue to pontificate from the liberals and the conservatives not building anything and not paying for anything. Because that's just government that doesn't get anything done, and we got to do better than that. We have to make imperfect choices and compromise. We live in an era where everybody wants to have 100% of everything they want all the time. And you see it out of Republicans, you see it out of Democrats. And we just don't get that. That's not reality. Being an adult, being a legislator and a policymaker involves compromise. And that's what we got here tonight. So let's all make a tough vote. Let's support keeping our promise to those local communities who in many cases have taxed themselves to try to repair roads that are in an extreme set of disrepair. I urge your aye vote.